Hey everybody, welcome back. As always, doesn't matter who you are or how you found us, we're glad you're here. So, part two of the energy heat series. We're going to be going into some generator business today, talking about that. That's quite the large topic. I am not an expert or an electrician or don't know everything about it. I've done my research. I'm going to give you some places to start and some things you want to look at for picking out generators. So we're going to talk about generators as a next step into learning to deal without the system of support we call electricity, and then look at some other considerations as well. All right, so tons of choices. You can get generators from Walmart, Home Depot, Amazon, just about anywhere. Harbor Freight. You can buy a generator. I would say get one when they're available. Don't wait until there's a hurricane on the way or something. Maybe you move to a hurricane area that's susceptible to that type of disaster, and it's supposed to be there in 2 days, and you think, oh, maybe I should get a generator, and there's none to be had. I've seen this personally, living here in Virginia, closer to the coast, and it is people when there's one on the way, people clear the shelves of that stuff, and then you've even got people trying to scalp them, so to speak, like buy them and then sell them for more. But that stuff aside, so generators, they come gas, diesel, propane, natural gas, even hydrogen that are powered. So you can get as complicated or as simple as you want. There are whole home generators that are designed to kick on like the minute your power goes off, they kick on, and you're using electricity in your house just like the electricity was on. At least for me at this point, that's a little outside of my capabilities, we'll say, and my need for that, I think. So what we're going to focus on is just buying a good old gasoline or diesel powered pull start or push start generator. Again, Walmart, Amazon, readily available. Check the reviews on those things for the reliability and everything. But so what size of generator do you need? What you're going to want to do is there's a formula, if you will, that you can look at. So how much power are you going to need to pull when you don't have standard electricity on? Pick which things are the most important to you to still have on in your house. Is it going to be the freezer? Do you have a freezer full of meat that you've kind of stocked up on, and it's going to go bad if the power's out for more than a day? Do you want to keep that freezer on? Do you want to keep your fridge running? Do you want to be able to charge your cell phones, keep the lights on in the evening? Do you even want to run a TV and a DVD or Blu-ray player? Those are all things to think about. What's important to you? Where are you at? Stuff like that. Once you've kind of created that list of priorities, what you're going to do is you need to find the wattage that each of those things is going to pull, the maximum wattage that those things are going to pull. There's usually a plaque somewhere on that appliance that will tell you like the startup watts and then the standard running watts. You're going to want to look at those startup watts because that's the highest. So this is just an example. This is kind of what I found for myself. So in my research, so refrigerator, freezers, Newer models will do 100 to 200 watts. Window AC unit, 600 watts. Charging phone batteries, 5 to 20 watts. The TV will pull 200 to 400 watts. And again, so it might be different depending on your model and stuff like that. Fans and other small electronics, 50 watts. Other things to consider, small ice maker, 200 watts, or a bread maker, 300 to 700 watts. So if you add all that business up, you get a total of 1,505 to 2,220 watts. So that's the range you are looking at. So obviously, when you're taking the numbers from your appliances and you're adding them together, you're not going to get a range, you're going to get a number. So take that number, and then remember, not everything needs to be running at once. You're probably not going to be running a bread maker at the same time you are running your freezer. And you don't need to run the freezer constantly. You need to run it long enough, let it start up, cool down again to keep it at that temperature, the below, the safe operating temperature, based on the food inside. So again, remember, not everything needs to be running at once. Which things are you going to need to run at the same time in your home? Lights and TV in the evening. During the day, you're going to run the refrigerator and the freezer to keep those, go back and forth, keep those temperatures down, preserve the food stores inside. Now, if you take your total number and you deduct that by roughly 45% of that total number, that's going to be your steady load. That's what's as many things as you're running during the day. That's going to be, and that's not their startup wattage, that is their running wattage that they can handle. That's going to be the draw on your generator throughout the day, the steady load. It's going to be about 45% of that total number that you got. Now, if you buy a generator, this is what I did. I bought a generator that could handle the steady load of that maximum wattage. That way, the actual steady load that's about 45% less, it's just going to be humming along happily. It's not going to be struggling to keep up with the energy output on there. So be smart about your power needs. Don't be trying to do everything at once. Prioritize those systems and execute the plan. If you want more information about generators and energy information, battery backup systems, that's something we're not going to go into really here. But a gentleman named Stephen Harris has a website, solar1234.com, and it goes into all kinds of energy backup. So from battery backups to generators to solar, almost anything you could think of, it's there. Detailed information. Go there, check it out. Again, Stephen Harris, solar1234.com. Other considerations that I would talk about would be, so in the last video we talked about if you live in a cold climate, the power goes out, having that winter kit. But if you live in a hot climate, you should probably have a plan too. If the power goes out in the middle of the summer, it's not coming back on for a week, you're going to want to have a way to do some things. A bread maker, separate bread maker from the oven and everything. The kind that we have, you put all the ingredients in, you basically turn it on and kind of forget about it. It mixes everything, lets everything rise, and then bakes it, and then you've got a fresh loaf of bread in an hour or a little more. There's lots of different varieties out there. Again, check reviews, get a good one. But this way, put the ingredients in and let it do its thing. That way you don't have to heat up the whole oven, for an extended period of time, which may just add heat to the house. But you have fresh bread just from storing some flour and things like that. That's one idea. Also, for a hot climate, is a window AC unit. So your generator probably wouldn't be able to power the whole AC for your house, keeping that all cool. But you could, similar to having that winter plan we talked about, everybody gathers together in the same room. You have that window AC unit in the window, and it cools that room. So everybody's got a place to go where they can cool off and maybe get some good sleep, even though it's hot and maybe humid outside. In addition, a small ice maker. They make ice makers that you plug in, and all it needs is water. So take water that you've got stored, or water from your Berkey water filter, or from the tap, if that's still running for you. Put it in there, and it's going to make ice for you. That way, cold drinks help you cool down, or even, let's say you didn't want to run your freezer. You didn't want to plug that into the generator. You can run this small ice maker, put ice in coolers, and save some of your food that way. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions in the comment field below. Like, subscribe. That'll help the channel out, help us grow here. And yeah, I appreciate all that. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one, and talk to you later.